So basically there are like around like 7 data types, which are like numeric, sequence, mapping, set, boolean type, binary types, and none types. So basically what those numeric type consist of integer values like numbers. So like sequence sets like maps, mapping and all, like set like dictionaries, mappings and all those things. Booleans will consist of true or false values. Binaries will be consisting of 0, 1. None is nothing but none. If there is any no value, we can mention it as none values inside it. So these all are the examples of numeric types. First one is the integer. Basically, we know that integer consists of like any number. Maybe it will be like positive or the negative. So it won't accept basically any decimal points after the number, any points in it. So basically it will consist of only the numbers. No more decimals will be included in it. So you can see that example as for the example, like I have just implemented x is equal to 20. So it is an example of integer. If you give negative minus 20 also, it can be accepted here. So next is float. We all know that. So if I want to execute any decimal values inside it, we need to have some uh, like any other type that is like float. Float is basically used to consist of decimal values in it. So basically, if you want like values in a decimal, like if there is an addition or some, like we are doing like 5 by 2, we may get some value in a decimal points. So further float can be used here. So float is basically to have some decimal into it. So basically it's a floating point value. You can see that example also. It is like 20.5 I have just mentioned. So it has like 20.5 will be a decimal value. So it can print the 25.5. But in integer type, we can't print the 20.5 value. So next is the complex. We know that we'll be like studying this complex part and maybe like vectors. So imaginary and real parts. So basically, you're coming to the like vector database. We like coming in Gen AI, they're using the vector database and all. So basically, so complex will be like used to make some use of the real and imaginary parts. So you can see that z is equal to 1j, I have just mentioned. So it will give you the print of the imaginary values also. So this is the one of the example of the complex. So next is the sequence types. We know that string list and all is there, tuples, list, all are the sequence type which consist of characters. So basically string I will see like upcoming slides also more about the string because it has many methods also. So string basically consists of we can say that only the characters, not the numbers. If you want to add any numbers into it, you should use inside the quotations. It should be in the double quotes or the single quotes. If you mention triple quotes, it is a command like triple. If you want to like mention in a paragraph, you can use the triple quotes here. So basically, you can see that I have just executed hello world in it as a string. And then next you can see the type of it. That is like which type it is, like whether it's a string or integer. You can see I have just printed the type of that string also. It's a class string method. So next is like list. So basically list is also a data type, like which is like used to consist of any like numbers or variables in it, like numbers or strings where values in it, like where like we can say characters also. So it will be like consisted in a square brackets list. So basically these all are the types, like basically. So list will be like it will be in the form of square brackets only. So you can't make use of any other brackets in it. So this is on like type of the list. So let's see the example of the list also. You can see that a list is executed first in the square brackets with an example of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. So if I want to print it, like you can use the print into built-in functions also. And then if you want to know about the type, you can use the type built-in functions here. So basically, you can see that in this we have seen that the type is string. Here we can see that the type is list. So there are different types also which we have to like execute it, like we are seeing about the data types. So you can execute and see which type of it also if you don't know which type that belongs to. So there is a type function also. built-in function. You can use of it to look into like which type it belongs to actually. And next is like tuple. Sorry, tuple. So basically, it uses the parenthesis. Like list is a square bracket. It basically uses the parenthesis here. So basically, what this tuple does is tuples are like ordered. They cannot be they are not changeable actually. And they are like allow duplicate values also. So basically, tuple is used in parentheses. So you can see that example 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here, and then I'm just printing it, and need to check what type of the tuple is also. So basically, we'll see the list of data structures in upcoming slides also. So this is one of the range function. Basically, what does this range function does is if you want to print some number from one range to another range, you can use the range function here. So basically, I've just mentioned here you can, I think it is not visible. So yeah, I just mentioned I want to print a range of 10. So like using the for loop, you can print the ranges also till like 0 to 9. So why it's not printing 10? Because it starts from the 0th index. So index also here matters. So this and all will be seen in the data structures approach, indexes and all those things. So next is coming to the mapping. Mapping, you know, the dictionary. So basically it consists of the like index part also. So mappings and all will come in the index part. If you want like basically we know what is a dictionary. We'll see like dictionary. If you take a dictionary, if you want to find a word owl like something, it comes under O. So you have to go to the O part and then you have to search some words from there. So mapping here also like dictionary does that also here. You can like some you can create some directories like such, for example phone directories using like name, phone number, gender, email ID, address, country, states and all. You can use of it, and then you can create the map statement also here. Basically, it is an unordered, and you can't change the order here. And once it is created, and then like it is a like changeable also. And basically, it won't allow any duplicate values here. Like it won't consist any duplicates here. So this is the one of the thing. And basically, what the dictionary key uses here is the curly brackets here. So these are the different three types we have seen here. Like first one is list. List uses the square bracket. Tuple uses the parenthesis. Dictionary uses the curly braces here. So you can see that dictionary is printing hello. Like one, I'm getting like giving the index 1, and then I'm just taking it as hello, and 2 as 5 and 5.5. Like it can have any values floating or like integer values or the string values inside it in a single dictionary itself. So this is the one of the example of mapping type. So set, coming to the set, we can say that set is like they are ordered. They cannot be, they are like mutable also, changeable also. And set, we cannot allow any duplicates in it. Basically set does not allow any duplicates to be placed in a thing. Here also, like you can see set will be like executed in curly brackets. So basically there are like two things which is executed in the curly brackets, that is dictionary and the set method. So other two are like list is square brackets and the parenthesis used by tuple. So here also set can use different data types like alphabets, numerics, and all those things in a single set. So these are the one of the type of mappings like set type. Next is coming to the Boolean. You know that Boolean stands for like basically you have been studied like true or false only. So we'll just give a statement to check whether that statement is valid or invalid. That is like true or false. So you can see that example here, like can you're printing that statement. I'm just printing that statement. If 10 is greater than 9, it is giving true. And then I'm just printing the next statement also, like whether the trend is equal to 9. Obviously, it's not equal to 9. So it is giving us false. And then like next statement, printing 10 is less than 9. Also, it is not a true statement, so it is giving a false. So the Boolean statement consists of only two, true or false. It will be represents. So these are the binary types. There are basically three types: bytes, byte array, and memory view. So here, what are the binary types is it is basically used to handle some binary data in here. So like for the basically to the input output operations and for the networks, we are be like using uh binary types. So basically what is the byte? So byte is like very useful for handling the raw like any raw binary data, and then like if for any fixing a string with using some constructors. If you have any string prefixing to some other part with that constructor, you can use it. And what are the memory view? Memory view object that allows to like uh, to the internal data of an object that supports like protocols and like without copying any some like if you have any protocols like basically you'll be like studying in the networks protocols will be the IP protocols. So basically the memory views will be like used here. Byte arrays will be there like some like you can see that the array like that IP address will be like somewhat like 178 something. So like you can copy and make the changes over there. So memory view would be like used for that. These are the like binary types here. So you can see that some of the examples like I've just mentioned. Examples for use like bytes using constructors, and then like using some other byte array and memory views also. So you here you can see the some of the examples here. And this is the example of memory view. So I just like I mentioned how we can slice words like strings attributes here, and then like modifying some of the words also here. Basically, memory can be like used in the like IP address also somewhere. So this all about the memory views. So last one is like none type. We know that basically the none data type is special, and then like if you don't have any value to be like mentioned in a variable, like you know that variable is a container to store some values. So if you don't have any value to store, you can simply mention none. So it will not give you any of the errors also inside it. So none is a none type only basically. So these all are about the data types here we have seen. So we have seen like what and all like numeric sequence, mapping, set, boolean, binary type, and none type. And then like upcoming we'll see about the variables, strings, and then like we'll see about data structures in Python, basically like list, tuple, set, and dictionaries, and then like functions and all. So if anything you can just ask. Like Jack has asked me to teach in Telugu. So basically, Jack, I'm like not a, from a Telugu guy actually. So I'm a Tamil guy. So I couldn't teach you in Telugu basically. If you couldn't understand, you can just drop a comment so that I can just help you with that. So I'll just move on to the next thing. If any doubt, you can just drop a message over there, or else I'll just move on to the next thing. Yeah, I think Sai, yeah, I'll just it will be like available in TapTap soon. I'll just tell the team to upload it. So I'll just if the team has uploaded, you will get a notification regarding those PPTs. It has been prepared for you guys, so it will be available soon. It will be available soon for you. So I'll just move on to the variables now. Yeah, I think the screen is visible. So I'll just move on to the variables in Python. So basically, you can see what are all the like types and okay, let's wait. Yeah, sorry. Okay, we'll see about the variables in Python. So, what are like variables in Python? What is a variable in Python? Basically, if you see that Python actually we need to store some values in it. So, we need a variable. So, variable is basically a container which is used to store some values in it. So, let's see upcoming. Uh, okay. As I said that variable is a container which is used to store some values in it and then it will process it. So you can see that, for example, I'm just printing x is equal to 10. Here, the x acts as a variable to store the 10 inside it. So this is the difference here. And then this variable can, like, we can add some any values in it and like float values, string values, or integer values also in it. So you can see that I just made an example like in printing 10 and hello, which is like integer and float values in it. So basically, this is the example and how we can like have a variables to store some values in it. And then you can see that casting in variables. So basically, what is like casting in variables is nothing like if you want to print something which is related to their data type, you can use this casting by using their data types. Like for example, x is equal to string of hi I just mentioned. You know that it's a string. So it will automatically print a hi without like any this thing. And then if you see that last example, z is equal to float of 3. Why also I said that float should consist of decimal values. Well, it should consist of decimal values while printing. And you can have the normal values also, but float is mentioned used for floating point values. So you can see that I just mentioned only 3, but here the output is giving 3.0. This is uh, used like casting is used to like relates to its cast and then prints the original output to it. If you give the input as 3, it will give you as 3.0 to it. This is the work of the casting here. And then you can see variable, like basically there is some parameters to work on variable names also. If you want to give a name to a variable, like to contain some values, these are the steps you can see here. You have to go through it when you're completing your variables. So if you, otherwise it will not create any variable over here. So you can see that example. First, a variable should like it should be like consist of alphabets, like that is letters or underscore. It should start first with the underscore or the letters. You can see that first two example I just mentioned as with the underscore also with the alphabet also. So it is a fine one. And then you can see next line that it should not start with a number basically. If you start like with number, it will not give you any result, and then it will give you error only. It will not execute it. So next one you can see that you can start with alphanumerical values also. So as I was just you can see the third example. I've just mentioned var underscore one. So you can use underscore, you can use numbers, and then you can use alphabets also here. So this is the type you can use all three in one. This is how you can use, but you can't place the number at first position. Instead of V, you can't put one over there. It will give you an error, but you can use the number in between. So, and then you can see that you can use the case sensitive also here. And then you can see like this example which have executed it here. Like for I have just mentioned 4, it is executing all the 4 here. This is like how you can give a name to a variable. This is the steps you can give a name to a variable. So next one is like multi-word variable names. So there are like certain techniques here. You can see that camel case, Pascal case, snake case. Basically, this is nothing but like it's just a name. You don't need to worry about it. So what that the basic name camel case does is you can see here Here I just mentioned my variable name actually. Here only the first letter M will not be capital. Rest of the starting first letter will be in capital. You can see V is in capital, N is in capital. This is the camel case here. And so the first letter will not be starting letter will not be in capital. Rest starting letters will be in capital. That is called camel case. And then you can see that Pascal case here. And then slow. And then you can see that Pascal case here. And then here the Pascal case is basically like used to like in the previous you saw that in starting we didn't have any starting initial value as capital. Here the Pascal cases does this thing here. First starting point will be in capital. You can see that M is in capital and then V is also in capital. This is the Pascal case method. Next one. And then this is the snake case. And snake case is like you can use underscore for separating the variables. So it can be like small letters also, it can be in capital letters also. So here there is no more difference here. You can mention anything. So these are the like three types of like multi-word variable names you can proceed, such as like camel case, Pascal case, or snake case. So these are the three things. If you want, if you're like creating for the multiple things, multiple variables, like multi-word, you're using a big name to create, you should follow these things rules. Otherwise, you can follow the before 5 steps. So if you want to create like this, my variable name, like big name to contain some values, you need to follow these three techniques: camel case, Pascal case, or snake case. So these all are about the variable, how you should create a variable name first, and then you can contain a values. So next is how I can assign a multiple values in it, and then like one value to multiple variable. By the name itself, you can see like how we can assign some multiple values to it. You can see it actually. I'm just giving three variables here, x, y, z, to contain some values 5, 10, and 15. So it is executing 5, 10, and 15 here. If you didn't execute, if you are giving two variable names and printing three, it will not execute. It will give you a error. So if you are giving what type of like if you're giving three variables to multiple, and then if you are creating three values to that variables, then only it will get executed. You should give three. If you're giving three variable names, it should have the three values in the opposite end also. Then only it will be executed. So here I want to assign one value to three variables. That also is possible in the variables actually. And so you can see that I'm just giving x, y, z equal to 5. So all the three will be like executing the same value 5, 5, 5. So this is one of the duplicate values. Like all three are 5 means it's a duplicate. So you can assign one value to three different variables also, and then you can assign three different variables with three different values also at the same time in one execution, single execution. You no need to give three lines of executions. This is the difference of multiple values and one value to multiple variables. So these are the two differences I can say. And then like this is one of the output variable. So basically what this does is like some type of a concatenation, you can tell. Basically the concatenation is used to add the two different variables here. Here also it does the same thing. So what we are doing is here first one is we are using the comma separated. So I'm just giving two values in it, and then hello everyone, and then in that x and y, two variables and then two values, and then I'm printing it in a single statement. So it is a basic statement. It will print x and y. If you give any values, so it will print in one line only, because I didn't give any new line. This is one method. And then according to this method works, and then this method is like different. They need to be a unique also. So they have been bringing the operator symbols, that is plus operator here, to add that two values, like addition. That is like to add that x and y, and then to give the output. So here you can see I just mentioned x and y, and then to print h x plus y, that is You can see hello everyone. It is printing hello everyone. So this is a one type you can use using the plus operator, also using comma separated also. Comma separated is like basic syntax which you can use without like printing in next line. If you want to print next line, you have to like use the end functions like that. So this is like different plus addition operator you can use to combine the both things using adding. This is on the type. And then there are like global variables in it. So here you will be like using functions. Suppose like functions and all is there. Some variables you want you're using through functions. So this is one of the technique. So basically what I am doing here is I'm just executing a variable outside the function firstly. I'm just giving the function outside. So you can see that I'm just giving it that basically x is equal to awesome. So you can see that the function is down. It is coming to the next line. X is equal to awesome is at top. And then you can see that I'm just giving print Python is plus the x value, which is outside. I'm calling the outside function actually, like outside variable to the inside functions. So it will give you that answer also. Python is awesome. So this is used with the help of the global variables. So basically, which is used to print the outside function to the inside one. This is one of the example where you can use the global variables. And then like you can see that the next one is like I'm printing the inside one. So basically you can see I'm just printing the same name at awesome at outside, and then I'm just printing the fantastic also inside here. And then I'm just planning to print both the statements by calling. So it will print automatically using the global keyword and the global variables also inside and outside functions. So this is one type of global variables. So these all are about the variables here. Then I think some of them are like asked. Sir, you share the PPT. Okay, yeah, I'll share. Like they will, my team will share you the PPTs and all. No need to worry about it. Plus, any more questions about the variables here? Did you guys understand it? Any doubt? You just drop the message over there. No issues. Okay, thank you. So yeah, it will be like coming. Okay, you're asking about the global variables. Okay, actually, you're asking we cannot even access the tap accounts. How we can complete the test? It's been a month. We have been asking for the login issue. Actually, I'll just report this issue to the team, so they will look into that. Actually, I think they are working on it. I'll just report this issue. No issues. I'll just report to them. Okay. So, think you're asking about the global variables. I think yeah, that's what like you're mentioning it that I'm just giving a value outside the function basically. So outside the function, that is function is like you can see it is like down. I'm just printing the statement outside, and then it will give you the output using the global variable technique to print the from the inside functions. That is the thing. Oh, yeah, it can access like if you're printing any function, like if you're calling from outside the function, it can access basically. Yeah, that login issue, our team will look into that. No, I will just report them. They will look into it. No problem. Yeah, like after like plus. Okay. Yeah, after completing this, I'll just report to the team. No issues in it. Okay, I'll just move on to the strings next. Let's see about the strings. Stop here. Okay, can you see my screen now? Is it visible to the next one that is like strings in Python, basically? Mm, okay. So, guys have any idea about strings? As I said before, like any idea regarding the strings, what I have told, any idea, you can just ping me in the chat. What is strings actually? I think I have just explained in data type. Yeah, good one, Shiva. Yeah, it's like characters. Actually, it's not a group of characters also we can tell, but it consists of single characters also. Yeah, both are correct. Group and collections both are correct also, but you can have single character also in it. So no worries in it. You can have access those numbers also inside the quotations, but it should use the quotations. Okay, coming look, see you can see that I just printed this what is strings actually. You can see it is a sequence of characters. As I said, like students have said, group, sequence, everything are like similar only. So it can handle all those things in one variable. You can use of the variable functions also. I just mentioned at the next example. So I've told that it can't consist of numbers actually. Do you remember? I think strings cannot consist of numbers, but I'm telling here it can consist of numbers, but with the help of double quotes or the single quotes. So if you just print it normally, it won't access. Without this, you can't even print any values in it. So you can't access any of the string values in it. So I'll just try to show you some examples also. Mm, just a second. And guys, please open all your projects. I request all the leaders to be ready with your teammates and ensure to explain your project. Oh, guys, you know about the Google Colab actually. It is also some of the type, like most of them uses for the online platform to execute your printing statements of Python scripts. Here you can execute it. So let's say I just told you how like basically if I print like this, mm, it will give you some value errors. So I'll just show you in that PPT bit. Uh, Not this one. Yeah, as I just told you, like if you want to print some values in a string or some other things, you cannot basically access numbers actually, but you use the double quotations to print here. So basically, if I like print some, I'm just giving some variable to contain the string values here. So suppose I'm just giving, if I give hi, it is like something, it is a string. So it will give you just hi here. If I just print the statement, we'll just going to give you the hi here. Anyhow, but if I want to print numbers in a string using like any other statements, you have to mention like this. Otherwise, it will not short out some other strings will not basically accept any values, like basic values in it. So this is like one type of something you can use it here. And then like next is you can see, yeah, here I am just assigning to a variable. That thing I just showed you how you can just assign it. So this is how you can assign the variable to it. To Okay, sorry. Yeah, just a disconnect. Okay, like I'm just thinking to print the multi-line. If you want to print any multi-lines here, you can just print using the triple quotations here. Basically, if you want to print any paragraphs or something, okay, I'll just show you some examples, and you have to use one more quotations here. This is the triple quotation here, which is used if you want to print any long statements. So I'll just print hi, like hi, like here also hi, then here also hi. I'm printing and then I'm just giving, and it will give you in a paragraph. So this is how, if you want to print like lines different, like with a paragraph, you can use triple quotations to it. Or you can't execute with the double quotations. It will not sort out the some errors in it. So it will not work. Next is slicing. By the name slicing, you guys will be like understanding what does the slicing means. Slicing means like just cutting something into a different parts. Here also you can just cut by using some range of values here. So you can see some of the examples here I've just mentioned. So I'm just printing hello world, and then I'm just printing to 2 to 5 here. So basically you can see, I'll just show you some examples also here. Just printing. Ania, please unmute yourself. There is like some statement I'm just giving here, and then like I just want to print z of, have you worked on the project? 1 to 5 I'm just mentioning. Okay. It's fine. Have you So it is printing here. Actually, you can. I'll just show you. Basically, we know that index starts from 0. Actually, here the index will start from 0 basically. So here, you can see W is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. But you can see that I mentioned 5 here. Why it is not printing the fifth value? Because it is starting from the 0th index, 0 to 4. It will not print the last index value. So basically, it will show stop at the fourth value, HERE. If you give you like something 7, it will show you I. But why the space is coming here? You can see that space is also a value in it. It will consider the space also here. So this is how you can like slice the elements using negative, positive, anything. You can slice some part of the elements also here. And if you want to print from the start to end, you can use just this method to print from start to the end. You can see it will leave the W, that is 1, and then it will print rest of the words here. This is how you can reverse the string also here using like some other parts like -1. It will just give you, it will reverse you. This is one of the easy method. If they ask you reverse a strings, you can use like this method also, reverse it. This is one of the part you can, where you can, using the negative indexing, you can reverse the part of the string. So here you can see that negative indexing. So you should like mention the start index and negative index for the slicing basically. Otherwise, it will not print you. Okay. It will not give you the exact slicing methods, and it will give you some sort of errors only. So here you can see I'm just printing from -2 to -5. So I'll just execute for that statement. Let's see, -5 to -2. Okay, I'm just giving the negative indexing from -5 to -2. You can see it is printing PAR. That's it. Does this mean to anything? So this is how the slicing works. PAR, it is like it is giving, it will exclude that, as I told, it will exclude the last one. So mentioning last one, it is -1, -2, it will not print the I. PAR will be printed. So -5 to -3. Basically, will start printing. This is the one of the technique of slicings. So next one is about modify the strings, like how we can modify certain strings and all, like using upper, lower, some methods are there. So basically what that upper does is it gives you the uppercase values by upper itself. You can stay like it, we can say that capital letters, every letters will be printed in capital. So I'll just show you, like print z dot upper. So I'm just printing, it will give every letter in a capital, but you can see that that statement which I give, no, nothing is capital. So now it is, everything is in capital. I'm like similar lower also. You print c dot lower. Okay. It will just give you Paris, like same as I have mentioned. So there are strip also. Strip method is also there. We'll see like next one. Yeah, you can see it will remove the white spaces at start and the end index. If you give any white spaces at the starting, at the ending, it will just remove the white spaces here. This is how it will work here. And I'll just show you, and I'll just give you an example also. Just giving five. You can see at start and index, I just given a space here. You can see here. And then I'll just print it. Okay, print x dot strip. We don't have a backend, so we have to make the fixed items. It will just give you hi everyone. HTML containers. That's all. Like this strip will be used here. And then you can see under built-in functions like replace. We want to replace any word, you can just mention that word, and then you can replace using replace words. And then you can split into two types using split method also. These all are like built-in types, built-in functions we can say. Basically it is used. We'll see the built-in functions also. There are many functions, built-in functions. In Python, basically built-in functions are there. It is basically used here. And then what is like string concatenation? I think in variables we saw some operators. Last time we just saw one operator. I think like some plus operator, right? Plus operator we saw. So I just mentioned you that we are adding. So concatenation is nothing but combining the two strings here. So I just want to add these two strings, hello plus whole. So it will concatenate and then it will give you an single output. So format strings. So basically strings, why like we are using this format and then curly braces like to the placeholders. Basically, if you want to print a statement and then without using anything, like format strings can be used here to print like name, and then you can just give a age of a person, and then you can just give a value and then you can print it. This is a, like you using the curly braces. You should use the curly braces here. Like I have just mentioned age as 36, right? I just mentioned that age 36. F should be used for the format string basically. Without F and the double quotations you can't use, and then only it will just print here your result which you wanted. And then placeholders and modifiers. Okay, you know what is like placeholders and modifiers is nothing but if a variable is containing something and you want to format some place to it, where to place it. So using placeholders, you can just place it somewhere and then you can just use it. And you can just modify it also later. Like inside of strings you can. and then escape characters. And if you're feeling something like important in that character, you just want to mention it in some double quotes. Basically, it will not accept. And then because in double quotes, inside double quotes, it will not accept. I'll just show you. I'm just printing. Hello. Okay. You can explain if they don't know about this. This is make them explain what they will think. Very important. I'm just mentioning. I'm just giving it is very important. I think you understood, right? So I'm just printing of few. And so you can see it gives a syntax error. So basically, strings will not contain double quotes inside double quotes. So for that, you need to use the escape characters here, as I mentioned here. Escape characters, you can see you have to use the escape characters slash symbols that you have to use it. I'll just show you like how to use it. You have to print one escape character here and then before. If you print like this and then if you execute it, it will give you the double quotes which you want to mention the word in the double quotes here. So it will give you the right correct when like if you don't want to mention any double quotes, you only if you want to mention any double quotes, you need to use escape so that it will print you in double quotes, which is you need to showcase an important thing. So for escape characters, you can use like that. So these all are about the strings. You have seen it. I just showed you. So it's all about like strings and tell you what to do. You need to do, and I will ask you about progress. And progress will be evaluated. And oh, sorry, I think words. Okay, but Mauti, you can unmute yourself. Once again, last part. Which one you are asking? I think you're asking about the escape characters. I think Murai. Yeah, formatting and escape characters. All the okay. Candidates, please raise your hands. Okay, this is one type of printing statement. We can say like format strings, which we want to specify like it is like basically used to specify F strings, and then you should use the curly brackets here to print any if you have executed anything. Okay, it wasn't visible actually. Okay. Now it is visible actually. Also, okay, sorry, actually. Not this part, actually, I'm asking about the collab part. Collab part was visible when I was executing some codes. Now, when I showed you now, you can check whether now it is visible. No, right? Oh, sorry, I think some issues. Okay. Please share your screen and explain what you have done, what you are doing, what you want to do. Mhm. Okay, I think now it is like visible. This is how like okay, sorry. I just think some issues happened. So just mentioned it. So nothing like same example I was just mentioning here. I just executing and mentioning the same examples here. Sorry, I didn't look into your comments also. Actually, it will be like not visible. Now I just kept it actually. So I just showing you how it can be like mentioning. Okay, like I'll just you can just see how I just executed these statements. Like last one was like my escape character actually. So I was just telling if you mention inside double quotes, it will give you some sort of error because you should not mention anything inside a double quotes basically. So it will give you an error. So instead of that, you have to use the escape characters in it. For that, you can use slash symbol here. And then before that quotation, you have to use another slash symbol like this. If you have used it, it will give you the result, which is very important. You want to mention it a double quotes. So this is one thing. If you want to mention anything in a double quotes, you should use this type like very, and then you have to mention it. Actually, I'm just telling. Actually, I don't know about that. I'll just ask the team to. I think they'll share you the Telegram how to join. Also, I'll just tell them how to join the Telegram and avail their assignments. So I'll just ask them actually. So I think someone has shared you the link. You can just log in into that. Our team has shared the link. You can just join by clicking. Okay, and then like strings are over, and let's get into the data structures of Python. It's going good, but so try to make it. As I told, there are like 4 types of data types. Can you guys just remember it? Can you just mention it in chat? I just mentioned you 4 different things and data structures. Like data structures, I just mentioned 4 different inside data types. I just told you these are the data structures. We'll see it. Can you just recall it back? Sudhir, it's not that one actually. Data structures. I just mentioned you're inside it, but yeah, list is correct. So there is you're just inside it. Yeah, list tuple dictionary map. No, instead of map, I just told it's a dictionary. Anyhow, it's a correct one, but you should not tell map. Yeah, set one. And final is set tuple dictionary set. These are the 4 different data types. Yeah, this one is the correct. Actually, these are the 4 different data structures. We'll see it in upcoming slides. So I'll just share you the screen now. After creating next page, like about page, add when click on the call, please. You can share. Okay, is my screen visible? You can see it. Whether the screen is visible now. Think I should not make the last time mistake what I made it. So only I'm just asking you. Yeah, okay, thank you. Okay, now you can see, let's see about the data structures and what are the data structures as you guys have mentioned correctly in the chat, which are like list, tuple, set and dictionaries. These are the 4 data structures we are going to see now. So you can see it, basically these are the 4. So you guys have made it correctly, which is like uh, mentioned it. And let's see about the list one. So okay, list. So basically what is list, as I told you in some data types also, the sequence data types I just mentioned you in it actually. And then list is nothing but it is used to store items in it using a single container, that is single variable. Variables are called containers actually. So I'm just telling it can access all the 4 built-in data types also. So if you want to print, like if you want to do any list part, you can use with the help of square brackets. So here the brackets are very important to work on data structures in Python. So list is basically a square bracket. So you have to think of it when you're using a square bracket, what and all the operations it can do, what and all it can make it. So basically list are nothing but they are ordered, they are like changeable, they allow the duplicates also here. So like they are in ordered in sequence, they can be changed. We can change the values also, and then we can allow the duplicate values inside also. So no issues in it. So I'll just show you some example, and then I'll just share my screen of it.
Go with mobile view. You are already ahead with the comparing to other side. Try to do as fast as possible. Then you can go for
Okay, is that screen visible now? My like the screen, you can see it. My coding screen is visible. It's not visible. Collab screen. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So let's see about the list. So basically, I just told if you want to add any command, you should use the hashtag. This is one of the basic technique in Python. If you want to add any command, it will not give you any sort of error. It's just a command. If you want to like think, I just want to know about this particular line and this thing, you can use hashtag symbol here. It will give you like it's a acts as a command basically. So if I talk about list, let me take A1 as some list number. So basically I told list will be in square brackets. So this is the square brackets where you can just mention and you can use the values here 13, 14, 15, and then I'm just making it again. Then print of A1. So now you can see this is the type of list. I'm just printing all the elements, including the duplicate values. Here you can see the duplicate value is 12. That side also it's 12. Here 13, 14, 15 are like non-duplicate values. This is how you can just execute a list statement here. And then coming back to these slides. Okay. Next, here also the index is also same. You should use the indexing numbers like 0, 1 and all. Same method only everywhere. So this is how like I'm just showcasing duplicates in list. This is how I'll just showcase it. And then you can see there are like different data types also I've just executed in that list. In the third example, you can see. And then here you can see that how I'm accessing the all elements here. So these all are the different thing how you can access some of the elements here and some of the different data types here and all those things.
please don't stop sharing this thing until
Okay, then you can see this part same like we saw in the string slicings basically. So you can just mention which number you want to take from basically, and then which from the range you can just mention, and then you can do like if you want to specify, I want like -1 number. Here the minus index starts from like from the last position of the strings. So basically it starts from the last position. 111 is -1, 690 is -2, 789 is -3. Like that it goes on till the last digit 12, and then 12 will be the 0th index and 11 111 will be the last of the index. So this is how you can access the indexes. So if you want to print the range, like as I said, we mentioned in the slicing, string slicing, you can just access it like same way. And then you can see that change the list items basically. How we can change the list items basically? Here you can see first we have to mention that index and then we need to change the list items, because if you want to uh, ask like if you have to change any value, you can just mention the index number, which index you want to actually you want to like initialize that new element. You just mention that index and then you can just print it. No like no need to just do any indexing like slicings, nothing. Just mention that index point and then add the new element, it will give you. I'm just mentioning add 55 at that third position. So it is mentioning at the third, it is replacing 53 and then mentioning 55. So here I'm just changing the list items. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Third position is the last position. 53 is the last position. 55 will be changed to 50. 53 will be changed to 55 now. So if you want to insert some position, you have to use the insert one. So basically you can see that here insert position. If you want to insert, like 45, 55, 65, 75 is there. I want to insert 73 at the third position. So 73 will come and insert it before 75. So using insert. Without anything, you can't insert any value. I'll just show you some example also.
Your name.
Okay.
Okay.
I just shared my coding screen. It is like visible. I think it's visible to you guys. Okay. I just want to change 14 now. So like what I can do, like by changing that 14, as I said, we have to uh, print like A1 of like what is the position actually 0 1 2. 2 is the position actually. 2 equal to I'm just changing into 15. Then I'm just printing the A1. So now you can see that here 14 is not there, and we got to another duplicate also, that is 15 15. So similar lines. So I inserted 15 over here also. So and then this is used to change. Just mention change list. This is how you can change the list actually. And then if you want to insert any values to the list, you can use the insert function. Insert function, how you can use it? A1 dot insert. Which position I want to insert? Suppose I'm just taking 15, this position. 15 I'm just taking. So we have to count the position. 12 is 0, 1, 2, and 3. So I'll just mention 3 as 16 now. Then I'll just print that A1 list. Let's see. Sorry, that were spelling correct. That's a mistake. Yeah. Now you can see that I just mentioned in between two 15s, I inserted 16 over there. So you can see that now list has become bigger. This is how you can insert and change an element from a list. Basically, this is how you can do it. So, and then like another thing we'll just see about this other methods also. And then how you can extend the slides like list using the extend function. These are the inbuilt functions. So using extend function, you can just use some other extend, and then you can use like if you want to add any two elements, like two list you have, and then you want to merge the two elements and then print as a single list, you have to use the extend function to so that you can just extend the list. And then if you want to add any elements, we saw insert also. Insert is also used to add some element at a position. And here we are using append. Basically, append is used to add any element at the last position. So you have to see the difference. Append is means it will add at the last position of the list. So let's see about that experience code. I'll just show you the code of that. So let's see. Is it like screen visible now? Coding screen.
You're from Belgium, right?
So I'll just show you how to like basically extend the list. Extend the list. So basically, I just told you like I have a B1 list here. 22, 33, 44, 4, come on, 55. And then I have B2 list also here. So like 66, 77, 88, 99. Then I just have 100. These are like multiples of 11 something we have. And then I just want to extend two lists now. What I have to do is, I have to extend which list to list. First, I have to extend from B1. Ensure that B1 dot and then extend indel function. So I'm using that extend, and then which list you want to make extend with B1, that is B2. So I'll just print of B1 here. So now this command, what does this command does is basically, so I have a list called B1. I want to extend B1 with the B2. This is what this says actually. I have B1 list here. I want to extend B2 actually. So here with the help of this command extend you can use, and then you can execute it. Now you can see that all two list has been merged and executed in a single line here. This is how you can execute a list here basically. And then next is what we saw actually, append commands basically. Yeah, adding an element to it. So I'll just make another list here. I'll just add it in that same list itself. So I'll just add b1 dot append triple one here. I just want to add triple one here. Then I'll just print b1. Okay, now it takes time and then it's printed. You can see it has been like printing the statement triple one. Basically, it executed the triple one statement here. Triple one and added to that last position. We didn't mention append is used to print at the last position basically. This is how you can just print using the append also.
From tomorrow, make sure you join.
Then like I'll show you the next one. How to remove an element using remove. You can remove an element actually. So using remove also you can remove an element pop will like it will remove at any position, like delete specified index. It won't use any specified position. It will just remove whatever position normally if you give, and if you mention any positions indexes it can remove it, and otherwise it will remove the last index. So this is the difference of remove and pop here. For remove will use like several methods, and then it will list remove the items from the list anytime. You can just mention the which number you want to remove. Suppose 33, it will remove 33. If you pop, you have to mention the index, specified index, and then it will remove whichever the index you are mentioning, and then it will just go off it.
Okay.
Okay. Next one is actually coming. Delete. So actually you can see here the delete keyword is used to delete the same thing. It will delete that point from the list, and then clear will clear you the whole list, but the list will be executed. And you can use of the loop statements also here. With the help of loop statements, you can just create some like you can print the values also. Basically, I just made a string values and then you can print it also. These all are like one of the type you can print values also, loops. So coming like next is list comprehension. So list comprehension is like shortest syntax. Basically, it is used to like if you want to find from like some list, you want to take some values, you can just make use of it, and then you can just print the list comprehension values in it, and then it will give you some sort of value. Like if you have a list, like suppose 12, 13, and then you want to look whether that 12 is present in that list or not. And it will check the condition, and then it will give you yes, the 12 is present in that index. In this index it is present here. So and this is how the list comprehension is works. It is actually a like basically one type of like comprehension. We'll look into it afterwards. And then sorting list will give you like it will sort the list in like in ascending or descending order here. So basically this is how the sorting works here. So this all are the list comprehension and this thing. So next is copy a list and join a list. Here there are like two list types, copy and join. Copy is basically used to copy the existing list, already existing list, but you cannot like copy with different variables. Like mentioning like if you have any two variables assigning and then you want to copy it, you cannot do it actually. If you want, you can do it in a some other like copy extend like copy inbuilt functions. You can just copy the existing list and then you can just print it. And then if you want to join two lists, like as I told, like concatenation, you can use the join command also, or for the joining the list. These are like some of the types here. You can build in functions, you can use it here. So these are all like different types of list data structure we saw. Is there any doubt in list type? If you have anything, you can just drop a message here. Otherwise, I'll just continue to tuples. Guys, can you hear me? Anything is not clear, you just drop a message. Okay, no doubts, it's clear. Okay, thank you. Let's move on to the tuples. So basically, I just told, can you just remember what type of bracket this tuple was using? Tuple uses, as I told you before in data types, tuple uses some type of, yeah, good one, Sudhir. It's a correct. Yeah, it is called parenthesis. Yeah, good one. It is known as like parenthesis actually. It uses parenthesis to store its values in different multiples also. And you can see here, basically tuples are ordered. They are not changeable. They cannot, the values cannot be changeable. Tuples also allow some duplicate values inside it. And it is also same like list, how you access the indexes. And if you want to like, it also has some different built-in functions also. And you can use it basically. So these all are the different things we see in tuple. Basically, list and tuple both are like same. The difference is their brackets and the difference is their this thing. Tuples are ordered, they are like unchangeable, but lists are changeable. This is the difference, main difference. Tuples are like they are like immutable, but lists are mutables. This is the main difference you can see here. And yeah, and then like you can see next slide. Wait. Yeah. Okay, like basically how we can access tuple items. As I showed you before, like same thing. How you can access this tuple item using their index numbers actually. They're using their index numbers. You can just access it. Uh, you can see that I've just mentioned that index number as 1. It will print you 14 over there. This is how you can access some of the index numbers, and then you can just access any element you want in it. And then you can see down part you have ranges. I'm just given a range, like I want to print from certain number from start to end position. We have seen this ranges and all in slicing the string parts, and list also we saw like how we can access it. So these are all the different like how we can access the tuples and all. Access the items in a tuple basically. So I'll just give you like an example of the tuple here. I'll just share the screen right now. Okay, I guess my collab screen is visible now. Okay. Okay, thank you. So, okay, basically, how does that collab screen works is, suppose you have mentioned some, I'll just take some tuple values like C1 is equal to some like values I'm just mentioning 12, 13, 14 and 15 similar values, and then I'm just printing the I want to look into the type, which type does it is. So as I mentioned, we have to use the type of function, type built-in function to check it the type, which type. You can see that it is printing this as tuple basically. If it is other type, if you are mentioning, it will just give you some other type. Using this, you can just mention this is a tuple. So I'll just mention. Now what type is showing? It is list. We know that square bracket is used in list only. So this is how you can check the tuple and all the list, like how we can see which type that does it belongs to. Basically, if you don't know while you're executing something, you don't know which type that is it belongs to. I forgot the brackets. Which bracket does it belongs to, tuple or list or a dictionary or set? I don't know. So you can use this type of built-in function to make use of it. So coming back here, I'll just print type of, and then I'll just access here, print C1 of 2, 3, I'll just given. Okay. It will show you 15. So the last position, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is the last position. So it will give you 15 as the output over here. And then, so if you want some range of index, you can just print here also 1, 2, 3. If you want to print, it will just give you 13, 14 only, just two values, because we don't have that much bunch of elements inside a tuple. If you want, you can just access near, like you can just do some other work on it, and then you can see it. And then you just have to see what and all the topics you just learned, and then like see update, how we can update values in a tuple. Basically, we know that we cannot like access any values in a tuple, like we can't change any values in a tuple basically. So we can see, I can say that we can just first we need to convert a tuple into a list, and then list into a tuple. So convert a tuple into a list and then change it, and then change list to the tuple. So this is how you can just change a value from a tuple. So I just mentioned here how you can change the values, and update the tuple using. So first I just changed like tuple into list using list, and then I'm just indexing which index I want to change the value, and then I'm just converting again that to tuple, and then I'm just printing the output. So this is how you can just change the values, and then you can just update the values in it. So I'll just show you how we can just access it.
In the form. And meanwhile, this batch is like batch 6. I think batch 6 and assigned over.
Yeah, it's my screen is visible right now. That collapse screen. Okay.
I attack it in which format you need to.
Okay, and then like to update any values in it, I just told you I'll just create x is equal to list of C1. So I just created a tuple basically. So I just want to change the tuple value to some other values, like some other list, and then I want to update some values in it. So I'm just changing first this one, and then I'm just giving x is equal x of 1 is equal to, I'm just giving 20, some 20, and then I'm just printing that C1, which is a tuple. So I'm just converting now into tuple. C1 tuple of which is in list, x is in list. So I'm just converting it, and then I'm just printing print of C1 again. Now you can see that 20 has been replaced with 13. This is how you can just update it. First, you have to convert to a list, and then you have to convert to tuple, list to tuple, and then you can change it. Basically, this is how you can change a value in a tuple. So this is how these all are like some of the built-in like functions you can use it here, and then you can use. So this is how you can make it basically. So and then like next we have to see about add items. This is same thing. How you can add an item is you have to change, and then you have to update. Use the append command to uh, store any values at any position. This is how you can just change the values in it. So and then if you want to join any elements, like if you want to check any existing elements are there, with the use of in keyword, if statements with the in keyword, you can use it basically. So I'm just choosing like this tuple, like some thing I've just given. I'm just checking whether this apple is being printed in this statement. It will check whether the apple is there or not in the tuple, and then it will give me that execution as yes, that apple is in the fruits tuple actually. That name of this tuple is there. And then if you want to join any tuple, same method as list we saw in string, like using the press operators. Whenever if you want to join any operators, you can use the concatenation, that is like using plus operator, and then you can use this two list and then combine it as one list. This is how you can use it. And then this is how the count and index, like last part of the tuple, count, index, and loop through tuple. And how you can count, like how many numbers are repeating. Basically, if you want to check by which number are repeating, like you can see that 5, count of 5, I'm just printing. So it will show me that 2 is the output. So you can see that here 2 or like 2 times counts are there. Yeah, I'll just show you some example of it. Mhm. Okay. So here you can see that my coding screen, and then I'll just C2 equal to, I'll just create 12, 12, 12, 15, 15, 15, 15. And then I'm just printing this, and then print C2 dot count of 15. So there are actually 4 15s over there. So it will print you 4. How many 15s are there? It is counting how many 50s are there. 15s are there. It is telling me that 4 15s are there. This is the count function which we have used here. This is how the count works. And if you want to find the index of that number, so I'll just print C2 dot index of 15. Okay. It is showing 3. Basically, there are like 4 15s are there. So it is showing me only a third position 15 is there. So basically what it does here is, so it is just counting 0, 1, 2, and then 3. So at that 0, 1, 2, and 3, 15 has been reached. So it found that 15 is at third position. It won't go further more after that 15 also is there. It won't move furthermore. It will stop at this position and it will execute as 15 is there at index number 3. This is how the count and index basically works. And this is all about the like tuples. And same thing, how you can loop is, you can loop through printing for loops. You can use this statement and then you can print. And if anyone have any doubt on like in tuple sets, tuple and list, Any doubt, you can just drop a message here. If any doubt is there. If I'm audible, no message is there. Okay, thank you. Then let's see about sets then. Set set is basically it is also used to store multiple values. So, and then you can see basically what the set has been created. Set is basically used with the help of curly brackets. With the help of curly brackets only, set will be like coming. So sets are like set is basically they are ordered, they are like changeable, but they doesn't allow any duplicate values inside it. It will not allow any duplicate values, and then it will just exclude the duplicate values, and then it will give you the result. So same way which we saw how to access elements in list tuple, here also like same, we can access the list and like we can access the set items here using the index numbers. Whenever like in every data structure you have to use the set or method only to uh, like to access the elements. If you want to add any elements, you have to use the add command here. You have to use the add method, add built-in function here to update any values inside a set. If you want to like step. And then like next is that you want to remove any elements, like dot remove is used. Dot remove function is used to remove any elements here, and then it will just give you the values, and then it will just print the values here, and then it will remove which value, which index number you have mentioned, and it will remove that index value, and then it will give you the rest elements here. Pop also does the same thing. It will remove any element randomly in a set. Where in before we saw that in pop of list or like tuple, it will we have to mention some index number. If you leave it blank, it will remove any random number here, and then it will execute it. It will just give you executed. So this is how you can just use remove and set items, because I don't want to execute, because we saw like every time we are doing the same comments from list and tuples. So this is also like same thing, but basically the set set will come under curly braces only. It will not come under the parenthesis or the square brackets. It comes under curly braces. So you should remember of it. It will not allow any duplicates values also. So this is the like you want to clear the whole set. It will using clear. It will clear the whole set, but the set will be in exist only. And if you want to delete, you can use the delete set. It will completely delete the set. That delete set will not be existing in that files. And if you want to loop through anything, you can use that loop statements. Here also same thing only. You can use some of the loop statements here, and then you can make it. So there are different methods here. So basically there are union, update, and there are like separate symbols also there, and intersection is there, difference is there, symmetric difference is there. These all are like some of the mostly used like set functions. So you can see here some of the examples here. Actually, these examples like you can see one set has some values and one set has strings. One set has some both are like string values. So it will show you the difference of the strings basically. This is how you can just access it. So how you can access any like set difference is basically used to insert into the same different values, and then symmetric difference underscore update is also there. One more method is also there. That method is basically used to like it will not print any of the values, and then it will just execute into a different existing state set itself. So it will not give you the separate set and then you want to execute that. A symmetric difference update will execute in a same set which you want to see the difference. So this all about the difference. I'll just show you some codings of it. So if you want, I'll just take set underscore one or like some other value. I'll just take d1 is equal to set is basically a curly braces. I'll just can call 13, 14, 15, and then d2 I'll take 16, and then 15, 17, and then 18, and then I'll just print d1 dot union of d2. So it will just combine both the statements here, and then you can see only 115 is there. Basically, it will not allow any duplicate values here. If you want to remove any duplicate values, it will remove automatically and print the rest elements. So this is how you can just print the statements here. Now we okay, and then like if you want to print any other statement like intersection, you can just use intersection, and then now intersection of d2. So it will give you another result of like 15. 15 is the intersection, like that is the medium value. So this all are like some other techniques you can use. Yeah, like someone has posted some doubt is there. Yeah, you can just ping me here in the chat box. Yeah, if you have any doubt, you just ping me, no problem in chat box. Okay, assignment time has not taken output every day. You're like talking about the tap assignment, and yeah, actually, like if there's any bugs, they will be like looking into it. So I'll just report to the team whatever they will just look into that. If they are not taking it tomorrow, like if it's not resolved, let you just ping them. They will be resolving it next day. Okay, Pragati. I think I'll just tell the team to send you the assignment link in maybe in Telegram or to your personal things. They will just send you. I think you can't take the test in mobile actually. So you can just use try to use your laptops or any desktops available nearby or your friends. You can just make use of it for 1 hour. That will be like a good one. Okay, so this is all about the sets, and we have just looked into like I think 3 data types. We will be like missing the dictionary, so I think the time is up. So if you guys have any doubt, yeah, okay, I'll just explain the semantic difference. Okay. Okay, whether the code is visible actually. Okay, I'll just print. So basically, that semantic difference you can see here. Okay, here you can see that semantic difference. What it does is you can see basically I have given two sets d1 and d2 here. There are 15 and 15. So basically that symmetric difference, what it does is, basically the first step, D1 what it does is, set D1 minus D2, and then it will print D2 minus D1. This is the main difference. That is like symmetric difference. It will be like doing. This is how it will be like doing. So rest you can just make it out. They're asking. Just so you can just use this type, and this method actually set difference. It will not, if you, it will see the difference of the two sets basically. And if there is any similar elements, you can say 15 and 15 is there, it will exclude and then it will just print it in a single statement. So this is a symmetric difference here. You can just use it. I think you got it. Any doubts, Sai? I think it was the doubt was asked by Sai. Did you get it? It will just print the, like it will not print the same element. It will print okay. This is how you can print it. It will not to print the same elements in a symmetric difference. It will print the rest. If you have any same element, it will not print. If you have any different apart from the same, it will not, basically it will not print any duplicate numbers. You can just keep it on in mind. That's it. So I think today's session is over. So I'll just end up. So I think let's meet again soon if any possible. So let's see. Thank you guys. Then let's see if you have any doubt or you can mention thank you in the chat box. Thank you.